Every so often something comes into my shop that isn't just old, it's a piece of history. And when we talk about coins, there's one that stands above all the rest, the 1933 Saint-Gaudens double eagle. This isn't just a coin, it's a legend. It all started back in the early 1900s. President Teddy Roosevelt wanted American coins to be beautiful, like the ancient Greek and Roman ones. He thought our money looked boring. So, he hired a famous sculptor, Augustus Saint-Gaudens, to redesign the $10 and $20 gold pieces. The result was a masterpiece. On one side, you have Lady Liberty, striding forward with a torch in one hand and an olive branch in the other. Her hair is flowing, the sun's rays are behind her. It's pure art. It's a powerful image of America on the move. The other side is just as impressive. It features a majestic eagle soaring through the sky, with the sun rising below it. The detail is incredible. You can see every feather, every ray of light. The motto E pluribus unum is on the edge of the coin, a unique feature for its time. These coins were minted from 1907 all the way to 1933. They were made of nearly a full ounce of pure gold, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1933 they minted 445,500 of these beautiful $20 gold pieces. They were all ready to go, ready to enter circulation and be used for everyday business. But history, as it often does, had other plans. These coins were struck at the very edge of a major crisis, and they were about to become a lot more than just money. People talk about rarity, but this coin defines it. Think about it. Almost 500,000 were made, but you can only legally own one. That's a story you just can't make up. The design itself tells you everything you need to know about the era. It was a time of confidence, of American power and artistry. Saint-Gaudens poured his heart into this design, and it shows. He actually died before he could see the final version in mass production. But his legacy lived on in this incredible piece of metal. It's often called the most beautiful coin ever made in America, and I have to agree. Holding one would be like holding a small sculpture, a piece of art you can fit in your pocket. But the beauty is only half the story. The value of this coin isn't just in the gold or the design, it's in the history that surrounds it. These coins were born at the Philadelphia Mint, a place with a long history of making America's money. Each one was stamped with the year 1933, a date that would become infamous in the world of coin collecting. They were meant to be a symbol of American prosperity, but instead, they became a symbol of a nation in crisis. They were never meant to be rare. They were meant to be used, spent, and saved by ordinary people. But a stroke of a pen from the president would change their destiny forever, turning them from currency into forbidden treasure. To understand why the 1933 double eagle is so valuable, you have to go back to the Great Depression. The year is 1933, the country is in chaos, the stock market had crashed a few years earlier, banks were failing left and right, and people were losing their life savings. Everyone was scared. They started hoarding gold because they didn't trust the banks or the paper money. When people hoard gold, it disappears from the economy, and that makes a bad situation even worse. The government needed to get control of the money supply to try and fix things. So, the newly inaugurated president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, took a drastic step. It was a move that nobody saw coming, and it would change coin history forever. On April 5, 1933, FDR signed Executive Order 6102. This order made it illegal for private citizens to own gold coins, gold bullion, or gold certificates. Everyone was ordered to turn in their gold to the Federal Reserve by May 1st. In exchange, they would get paper money at the official rate of $20.67 per ounce. The government was basically saying, "We need that gold more than you do." It was a desperate time, and this was a desperate measure. The goal was to stop the hoarding, stabilize the banks, and give the government more flexibility to manage the failing economy. It was a huge deal, and it had a direct impact on those beautiful gold coins sitting in the vaults of the Philadelphia Mint. Because of this new law, the 1933 double eagles that had just been minted were never officially issued. They never became legal tender in the way other coins do. They went straight from the production line into the government's vaults. The plan was simple. Since they were just big chunks of gold, and private gold ownership was now illegal, they had to be melted down. All 445,500 of them, crate after crate of these stunning coins, were taken to the furnace and turned into gold bars. It was a tragic end for what was supposed to be a masterpiece of American currency. By 1937, the government's official records showed that every single 1933 double eagle had been destroyed. But here's where the story gets interesting. Official records are one thing, but reality is another. The government said they were all gone, melted into anonymous gold bars to be stored at Fort Knox. The book was closed on the 1933 Double Eagle. It was a coin that technically never existed in the public eye. The government had accounted for every single one, and according to their paperwork, none had ever left the mint. But in the world of collectibles, things have a funny way of surviving. And as it turns out, the government's count wasn't quite as perfect as they thought. A few of these legendary coins had somehow, against all odds, escaped the melting pot. So, the government says all the 1933 Double Eagles are melted down. Case closed, right? Not so fast. This is where you get the drama, the kind of stuff that makes an item legendary. Sometime in the mid-1930s, a Philadelphia jeweler named Israel Swit managed to get his hands on about 10 of these coins. How did he do it? That's the million-dollar question, or in this case, the multi-million-dollar question. The theory is that someone working at the US Mint, possibly the head cashier, swapped out some older Double Eagles for the new 1933 ones before they were scheduled to be melted. It was an inside job. It was illegal, of course, because these coins were technically stolen government property. Swit knew what he had. He was a savvy dealer, and he started selling these ultra-rare coins to collectors. He wasn't advertising them in the paper, of course. This was all done quietly, through his network. One by one, these forbidden coins made their way into some of the most prestigious coin collections in the country. For a while, things were quiet, but in the 1940s, the Secret Service got a whiff that some of these coins had survived. An investigation was launched. They started tracking down every rumor, every lead. They found out that one of the coins was about to be sold at an auction, and that's when the government stepped in and seized it. This kicked off a massive hunt. The Secret Service, the same guys who protect the president, were now hunting for rare coins. They tracked down the collectors who had bought the coins from Swit. One by one, the coins were confiscated. The collectors had to give them up because they were considered stolen government property. They weren't compensated either. They just had to hand them over. Most of the coins were recovered and, just like their brothers, were destroyed. The government was determined to make sure that no 1933 Double Eagles remained in private hands. They were trying to erase them from history for a second time. But they didn't get all of them. The investigation revealed that 10 coins had been sold by Swit. They recovered 9 of them over the years, but one of them had slipped through their fingers. It had been sold to a very important client, someone far beyond the reach of the US Secret Service. This coin had left the country back in 1944, just before the investigation really ramped up. It was on its way to Egypt, to the palace of a king. And this single solitary coin would end up on a completely different journey from the rest. It was the one that got away, and its escape is what makes this story so incredible. Every great treasure needs a great story, and this is where the 1933 Double Eagle story goes global. The one coin that the Secret Service couldn't get their hands on had been sold to King Farouk of Egypt. King Farouk was a famous collector of everything: stamps, cars, and especially coins. He wanted to have one of every US coin ever made. So in 1944, he bought a 1933 Double Eagle for his collection. The thing is, he did it legally, at least on the surface. His government requested an export license from the US Treasury Department to ship the coin to Egypt. In what must be one of the biggest screw-ups in bureaucratic history, someone at the Treasury approved the license. So, the coin was legally shipped out of the country. A few weeks later, the Secret Service investigation started, and they realized their mistake. They had just let the world's rarest and most illegal coin sail away to a king in Egypt. They tried to get it back through diplomatic channels, but with World War II raging, recovering a single coin from a foreign head of state wasn't exactly a top priority. The coin remained safe and sound in King Farouk's massive collection. For years, the US government knew where it was, but they couldn't do anything about it. The coin was untouchable, protected by royalty. Then, in 1952, there was a revolution in Egypt. King Farouk was overthrown, and all his possessions, including his legendary coin collection, were seized by the new government. They decided to auction everything off to raise money. The world-famous auction house Sotheby's was hired to handle the sale of the coin collection in 1954. The US government saw its chance. They contacted the new Egyptian government and formally requested that the 1933 double eagle be pulled from the auction and returned to the United States. The Egyptians agreed. But then, in the chaos of the auction and the political turmoil, the coin vanished. It was gone. For over 40 years, the King Farouk 1933 double eagle was missing. It became the stuff of legend, a ghost coin that experts whispered about. No one knew where it was. Had it been stolen, hidden away in a vault somewhere, melted down? Nobody had a clue. It was the world's most wanted coin. Then, in 1996, it resurfaced. A prominent British coin dealer named Stephen Fenton was arrested in New York City in a Secret Service sting operation. He was trying to sell the long-lost King Farouk 1933 double eagle to an undercover agent. The ghost had finally reappeared, and a whole new chapter of drama and legal battles was about to begin. When the King Farouk coin resurfaced in 1996, it kicked off a 5-year legal battle. Stephen Fenton, the dealer who had it, claimed he had acquired it legally. The US government claimed it was stolen property and belonged to them. This thing was fought over in court for years. It was a huge mess. Who really owned this coin? Fenton, who bought it, or the US government, who made it and never issued it? In the end, they reached a deal that you just don't see every day. It was a classic compromise, the kind that only happens when something is just too valuable to let go. It was a deal worthy of the coin's crazy history. The settlement was brilliant. The government agreed to issue and monetize this single 1933 double eagle, making it the only one in the entire world that could be legally owned by a private individual. In exchange, the coin would be sold at public auction, and the money would be split 50-50 between Stephen Fenton and the US Treasury. So, after decades of being illegal, forbidden, and hunted, this one coin was about to become legitimate. It was a genius move. The government got to assert its ownership, make some money, and finally close the book on the King Farouk coin. Fenton got to walk away with millions. Everybody won. In July 2002, the coin went up for auction at Sotheby's in New York. The hype was unbelievable. This was the sale of the century for coin collectors. The whole world was watching. The bidding started high and just kept climbing. When the hammer finally fell, the room erupted. The 1933 double eagle had sold for an incredible $7.59 million. That price included the auction house's premium, plus a symbolic $20 fee, paid to the US Mint to officially monetize the coin. At the time, it shattered the world record for the most expensive coin ever sold at auction. A shoe designer named Stuart Weitzman was the anonymous buyer. He had just bought the Mona Lisa of the coin world. For nearly 20 years, Stuart Weitzman was the proud and only legal owner of a 1933 double eagle. He even loaned it to the New York Historical Society for everyone to see. Then, in 2021, he decided to sell it. Once again, the coin went up for auction at Sotheby's. And once again, it made history. This time, it sold for a mind-blowing $18.9 million. It broke its own record, becoming the most valuable coin in the world all over again. The sale proved that the legend of the 1933 double eagle hadn't faded. It had only grown stronger. This coin isn't just a collectible, it's a world-class trophy, and its price tag proves it. So why is this one coin worth nearly $19 million? It's not just about the gold. I mean, it's an ounce of gold, which is valuable, but not that valuable. The real worth of the 1933 double eagle comes from a perfect storm of factors. First, you have the art. As I said before, the Saint-Gaudens design is widely considered the most beautiful in American history. It's a masterpiece of sculpture shrunk down to the size of your palm. It represents a high point in American art and culture. A time when the country wanted its money to be as grand as its ambitions. Owning it is like owning a small, portable work of art from a master. Then you have the history. This coin is a physical artifact from one of the darkest times in American history, the Great Depression. It was born out of that crisis. Its story is tied directly to FDR's executive order, the gold recall, and the government's desperate attempts to save the economy. It's a witness to history. It represents a major turning point in how the US government handled its currency and the concept of money itself. The fact that it was ordered to be destroyed but survived makes it a symbol of resilience. It's a survivor, a ghost from a bygone era that refuses to be forgotten. Every scratch, every detail tells a piece of that story. And finally, you have the law. This is the part that really pushes the value into the stratosphere. The 1933 double eagle is famous for being illegal. For decades, owning one meant you had stolen government property. The Secret Service hunted them down. People fought in court over them. The government was adamant that none should be in private hands. But then, they made a unique exception for the King Farouk coin. By monetizing that one single coin, they created a legal paradox. It is the only 1933 double eagle on the entire planet that you can own without the feds knocking on your door. That legal status makes it absolutely unique. Think about it. Art, history, and a one-of-a-kind legal status. It's the trifecta of collectability. It's not just rare, it's unique in a way that no other coin is. You can have other rare coins, but they don't have this incredible backstory of being forbidden treasure that became legal through a historic compromise. It's the story that you're really buying. The drama, the chase, the royal connection, the legal battles. It's all wrapped up in that one small piece of gold. That's why it's more than just a coin. It's a legend, and legends don't come cheap. In my business, story is everything, and this coin has the best story of all. Now, you might be thinking, what about those other coins, the ones that Israel Swit sold? The story doesn't end with the King Farouk coin. Remember, Swit had sold about 10 of them. The Secret Service recovered 9, but they believed one was lost forever with King Farouk. Well, in 2003, something amazing happened. A woman named Joan Langbord, the daughter of the jeweler Israel Swit, was going through her late father's belongings. She opened a family safe deposit box, and inside, she found 10 more 1933 double eagles. It was a shocking discovery. The government thought they had accounted for all of them, but here were 10 more, hidden away for decades. Naturally, the Langbord family believed the coins belonged to them. They were their inheritance. So they contacted the US Mint to try and get the coins authenticated. This was probably a mistake. As soon as the Mint confirmed they were genuine, the government seized them. They argued, just as they had for decades, that these coins were stolen government property and had never been legally issued. This kicked off another huge legal battle, one that would last for over a decade. It was the family of the man who started it all, Israel Swit, fighting the US government for a treasure worth potentially hundreds of millions of dollars. The case went back and forth through the courts. At one point, a jury actually sided with the Langbord family, saying the coins were rightfully theirs. They argued that the government couldn't prove the coins were stolen and that some 1933 double eagles might have left the mint legally in a brief window of time before the recall. It was a stunning victory for the family. For a moment, it looked like there would be 10 more legal 1933 double eagles on the market. The numismatic world was going crazy. But the government appealed the decision, and they weren't about to give up that easily. The fight was far from over. In the end, the government won. A federal appeals court overturned the jury's verdict in 2016. The final ruling was that the coins were, and always had been, the property of the US government. The court decided that no 1933 double eagles ever left the mint legally, so any that existed in private hands had to be stolen. The Langbord family fought it all the way to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court declined to hear the case. That was the end of the road. The 10 coins were sent to the U.S. Bullion Depository at Fort Knox, where they remain to this day. They are now government property, locked away, and never to be sold. In the world of collecting, there's always a holy grail. For comic book fans, it's Action Comics #1. For car guys, maybe it's a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. For coin collectors, the holy grail is, without a doubt, the 1933 Saint-Gaudens Double Eagle. It has everything a collector dreams of. Extreme rarity is the first thing. With only one example legally available to own, it is the definition of a unique item. You can't just go out and find another one. This isn't about having the best graded example. It's about having the only example. That level of exclusivity is something that billionaires fight over. But it's more than just rare. It has that untouchable, almost mythical status. The story behind it is like something out of a movie. A coin so valuable the government tried to destroy it. A great escape, a king's treasure, a decades-long disappearance, a Secret Service sting, and epic legal battles. You can't make this stuff up. Collectors love an item with a story, and this coin story is the best in the business. Owning it means owning that entire narrative. It's a conversation piece like no other. You're not just showing someone a coin, you're telling them a tale of history, crime, and incredible luck. The value also feeds the legend. Every time it sells, it makes headlines around the world. The astronomical prices, first 7.59 million, then 18.9 million, only add to its mystique. It becomes a symbol of ultimate wealth and prestige. For the super-rich collector who has everything, this is the one piece that sets them apart. It's a trophy that says, I own a unique piece of American history that no one else can have. It's the ultimate status symbol in a world of status symbols. The high price tag becomes part of its identity, reinforcing its position at the absolute pinnacle of the collecting world. And, what about the future? The owner is currently anonymous, but the coin is on loan to the Smithsonian, where it sits next to the Hope Diamond. It's in good company. Will it ever be sold again? Probably. And when it does, I have no doubt it will break its own record once more. As long as there are wealthy collectors who want to own the best of the best, the price will only go up. The legend is secure. The story is too good. The rarity is too absolute. The 1933 Double Eagle is more than a collectible. It's a cultural icon. It will forever be the Holy Grail, the one coin to rule them all. So, let's wrap this up. When you look back at the story of the 1933 Double Eagle, it's easy to see why it's not just another rare coin. It's a legend. It starts with its creation, a coin designed to be a work of art by a master sculptor, Augustus Saint-Gaudens. It was meant to be the pinnacle of American currency, a beautiful symbol of a confident nation. Struck from nearly an ounce of pure gold, it was a substantial and gorgeous piece of money. But it was born at the wrong time, minted on the eve of a decision that would seal its fate and turn it from common currency into forbidden treasure before it ever saw a single pocket. The Great Depression and FDR's gold recall in 1933 transformed these coins from assets into liabilities. The order to melt down all 445,500 of them was a drastic but necessary measure in a time of national crisis. The fact that any survived at all is a miracle. The story of their escape from the mint, thanks to a wily jeweler, is the first twist in a tale full of them. The ensuing Secret Service investigation and confiscation of the coins only adds to the drama. These weren't just coins anymore, they were fugitives, hunted by the government that created them. That backstory alone makes them more exciting than almost any other collectible. The journey of the King Farouk coin is what elevates the story to epic proportions. Its legal export, its time in a king's collection, its disappearance for decades, and its dramatic reappearance in a Secret Service sting. It's a Hollywood script come to life. The groundbreaking legal settlement that made this one coin, and only this one coin, legal to own, is the masterstroke. It created a unique object, a legal anomaly that can never be replicated. The record-breaking auctions, fetching first 7.59 million and then an incredible 18.9 million, are just confirmation of its legendary status. The price reflects the story, the rarity, and the history. In the end, the 1933 Double Eagle is the perfect collectible. It's a blend of stunning artistry, pivotal American history, high-stakes drama, and legal intrigue. It tells the story of America in the 20th century, from the ambition of the Gilded Age to the desperation of the Great Depression and the legal battles of the modern era. The other 10 coins locked away in Fort Knox only enhance the legend of the one that is free. It truly is the holy grail of numismatics. It's proof that sometimes the most valuable things aren't just old. They're the ones with the best stories. And in my shop, or any auction house in the world, story is everything.